Hello and welcome to my channel. A little shop update and a little shop tour. As you may know, it's about to be the end of this year, so I thought this would be a good way to end this YouTube videos for this year. Not much has been done in the shop, and not much new machinery or accessory has been bought, so I thought I would just talk about the shop and the tools I currently have. As you probably have seen, I haven't bought or got many new machines this year, and the main reason is I think I have what I really need, and my machines are in a so good condition that it's hard to find anything that's at that level which I can afford or cost what I would spend on a hobby shop. So until I get a very good deal, this is the machines I will have for many years ahead, or many years to come. The micro lathe, the TY2500, is a Taiwanese lathe. It's a very well built lathe. It weighs almost 2,000 kilograms or 2 tons. Has a cast frame, and it's a very strong lathe. It has 10 horsepower motor, 3 gears, and a VFD, so it's possible to control the speed unlimited, so to say. It goes from 0 to, it says 2500 as the name is, but it go almost up to 2800. So it's more than enough for what I use it for. If I need to run that fast, it's small parts, and then I just use the sharpening lathe. The lathe was bought new in 1995 from an old CE factory not far from where I live. They had it in a repair shop and was used very little. They closed in 2006, and then it has been in storage in the shop, but the factory closed. But a guy, it's hard to explain, but the company closed, but the owner still had the buildings and used them for storage for other stuff. So he allowed the owner of the machines to keep them there, but he never used them. So in 2020 I bought the Intos mill, and a friend bought this, and it hasn't been run for 14 years. So they were extremely dirty, a bit rusty, and there was some errors on them that need to be fixed. My friend bought this lathe, but he also have a Colchester lathe, Triumph 2000, with almost the same bed length. So it was a bit overkill having 2 lathes at the same size. So I bought this and sold my other 2 Colchesters. Of course, as a friend he is, of course he made a little profit on it, because what we paid for the machines were way below what their real value were. So he sold it to me. I got it here last year and started cleaning it. And they were leaking oils everywhere. All of the handles have O-ring, and it was not the European quality of rubber, so to say. They were leaking very badly, and I had to replace all of them, and then the leaking stopped. The lubrication, it didn't work either. There's a pump here you can use for hand pump, and there's a cam inside, so every time you turn the handwheel 1 rotation, it will give a oil pump to the waist and to the cross slide. that didn't work either, so I had to take the apron apart and get it running, because I don't want a machine that do not lubricate the surfaces. So that's also working now, and it's a great lathe. It's far from a good European lathe, but it works very well. It's very convenient. The controls are working very good, smooth, and yeah, there's not much saying about that other than it's a great little lathe. For most of my work, it's a bit too big, so to say, but I would rather have a little a lathe that's too big and not really needing the capabilities, but if I really need it, it's nice to have that feature. I would say I had some I want maybe to have a Casnu or a Toss lathe, but it's hard to find one in a similar condition without them being super expensive. So I dropped that thought again, and I'm just gonna stick with this. The only lathe that's competing with this is if I can find a good and reasonably priced Shaolin 125. It's a small lathe, but for most of my work it's sufficient. But we'll see. I probably won't never find one I'm willing to pay what the costs are. The next is the Intas lathe FNG J20. It's a mill made from the former TOS in Czechoslovakia. Now they make lathes in Slovakia and in Czech Republic, I think. I really don't know the English word. We call it Slovakia and Czechia. But it also comes from the CD factory, bought from new. So I'm the second owner of the machines. Actually the third owner, but the second owner never used them. He just bought them for almost free, and then they had them in storage, and then I bought them. So I say I'm the second owner user of the machines. It's a very very nice milling machine. It's a tool room mill, and most will call it a European style. Most mill you have like the Bridgeport, where you have the knee, and you have the y-axis on the knee. Here you have the y-axis in the ram. So all the movement are in the ram, and most of the controls are here when standing in front of it on the right side. I got a lot of questions from people never used a mill like this, saying it's awkward, or they assume it takes some time getting used to it. And yes, the first time you use it feels like it's wrong, but you very very quickly become very familiar with it, and it's super convenient standing right here instead of in front of the mill. Mainly because the way I use the mill, because the tips always will fly away from me and not right in the face. But of course it's another way of using a machine compared to a Bridgeport. Normally you wouldn't place a mill in the corner like this and close to another machine, but so the controls are limited, but I have plenty of room to operate it nicely, so it's no problem. It has power feed and power rapid traverse on all axes as well. It has a boring spindle like the Bridgeport, but it has no power feed. But this feature is also very nice. It has ISO 40 taper, DIN 2080, ESCO 40 it's also called. You can remove the head with 4 bolts, and then there's a parking attachment, so you move it out and swing it to the side, and you can hang it or you can mount it to the ram. And then you again have a ISO 40 taper, and you you have the drawbar here. You have to push it in and twist it, and then you can use the handle like so and tighten the drawbar. On this type of mill, you don't need to hammer on the top of the power drawbar. No power drawbar. That's on the Bridgeport. On the drawbar, it's made so it is stuck or fixed in the head. So you just loosen the drawbar, and the drawbar will come loose in the tool. Then the drawbar will raise a little bit and hit the top of the guide, and then it will begin to push the tool outwards of the taper. So you don't need to hammer or make any harm to the spindle bearings. So that's a very nice feature. Many mills you just have a drawbar you can pull out, and you will just hit it with a dead blow hammer or similar. And over time it will of course cause some problems with the bearings if they are not well dimensioned. This mill is, as mentioned, a former Tornos brand. After the Berlin Wall fell, after the Soviet Union did collapse, all the Tornos factories were not controlled by the government. They were privately owned or controlled, and many of the plants are run as individuals. The Tornos factory that made these were sold to or started as Intos, and in 2010, if I recall correctly, they were bought from by Ome.Machining in Austria, and you can get this mill today, but the price tag is something completely different. Everything is very expensive now. All machines are going. The price are going up like crazy after the war in Ukraine and Corona and such. But because this is a mill from Tornos factory original, I can use Tornos accessories on it. And I found accessories in Slovakia, but the problem was getting them here. The total amount of tools I bought was around 400 kilograms. So it was a bit tough finding a shipping company that would handle it. Luckily, I found a Danish guy in the town where the seller lived, and he picked it up, and he has a machine shop in that town. So he also had very good contact to shipping companies, and so he packed it on a pallet with some good Slovakian beers, and then I paid him, and I got them within a few days. So I got the slotting head, dividing head, the tilt table. I got the dividing table and bearing holder for horizontal milling with a long arbor. And I got a high-speed quill. That's also one of the nice things about this mill is you can remove the quill, and I have a video about that. But you can remove the quill, pull it out, and insert another with ISO 30 taper, and then it can spin up to 8,000 RPMs. 8,000 RPMs. On Dekel or similar, you have to remove the ram and put another one into the machine. Of course, this one is very, very heavy, so it's impossible to remove it without some tools. A Dekel is built way more light, so it's possible to use your hand when doing the exchange, but of course a crane or similar would be preferred. This one weighs almost 1,400 kilograms, so it's a bit heavy. I bought a new digital readout for it, which I'm gonna mount in the next year. I don't know when at the moment. I don't have the time or energy right now to do it, because it's this one is built from factory and all the wires and leads are built inside the machine, and I want to do similar with a new drill, so it's something that's going to take some time. but it's a very nice mill, and I feel very fortunate to have it. I think it's a once in a life chance to get a mill like this. I paid when I got it. It came with a Mecha, a Spanish made, brand new dividing head, a dividing table, vise, tooling, clamping, end mills, and some other stuff. And I paid, I think I was a little bit under $2,000. So close to 2,000 euros. That's more likely. So it was a bargain, a steal. And then I have this Bridgeport mill. I have had a Bridgeport for many years now, and some of you might know I call it a drill press, but it's just a standing joke. Of course, it's a milling machine, but it's nowhere near comparable to a mill like this. But it's still a very capable mill, and I really love it because you can tilt and rotate the head, the ram, and the ram on the main column. You have a longer table, longer travel. You have a quill with power feed and yeah, a variator, million gear, as we call it. So it's a very, very nice mill. I got this from an old man in Copenhagen. He has had actually two, and he was the single one owner of them, so he bought them from new. The other one, which is way better condition than this, are at my daytime work in the repair shop. But this one is still way better than the previous I had. It had a R8 spindle, but this has an ISO 30 table. So that's more preferable for me. I put a new digital readout on it, an Icon E30, and as you may have seen, a power dropper. So tool change and so is super easy. I got a slotting head from a guy in Holland, which is working just great, but I haven't used it much due to have a slotting head for the inserts. In the future I plan to paint it so it will look like the rest of the mill. But in general, a very nice milling machine. It's a bit overkill having two mills like this in my shop because I rarely use them simultaneously. But what the other one lacks, the other has, and together they are very great. And it's possible to make almost everything with machines like this. For the Bridgeport, I have a lot of different toolings. The 90 degrees right ankle head, the quill master, boring heads, yeah, you name it, a lot of tools. So it's a very capable machine. But this one is the big part of my shop. It's a car garage. I combined have around 40 square meters, so it's not very big. I could easily have used a lot more space, but again I would just have a lot more tools and I really don't need them, so maybe that's a good way to control this madness. And this one, the little part of the shop, I keep all my my tooling and so I have the little Shaolin lathe, some of you might have seen. Very, very nice machine. Got it from a former tool maker, and he had a lot of different tooling for it, and some of them I never used, so I'm looking forward to getting really started on this. It's a great machine with a lot of capabilities. And here I have a Swedish made Strands drill press, geared drill press. I got it from my work. They were about to scrap it because the gearbox were damaged. I made some new gears for it and replaced all the bearings. Got a new quill for it because the old one was worn. What happened was when you need to remove the drill chuck or the Morse taper drill, you have to insert a wedge. I think it's a wedge on English. We call it a kile, uddriverkile, in a slot in the spindle. And somehow the idiot doing that did break the tip of the wedge, and the wedge did fall inside the quill. You have a quill, and inside the quill you have a more stable quill running in bearings, a tapered roller bearings in the bottom, and a single row roller bearing, a ball bearing in top. And the tip of the wedge fall down into the bottom bearing, the tapered roller bearing, and destroyed it. And they, stupid as they were, continued using it until the spindle were almost cut through from inside. So you can maybe imagine how bad it was. But for this drill press, they still make them in Sweden, and they make all parts, so it's very easy to get the replacement parts. So I got a new spindle, a quill, more stable quill, and now it just runs like a new drill press. But I never use it because I have another one. But I got it for free, and couldn't say no. So I took it apart, cleaned it, and I gave it a new layer of the original light blue hammerite paint. And here I have a little Gräsel bending machine, so to say, for flat stock and other stuff you might want to bend in a certain degree. Also very, very nice piece of tooling. And here I have the little Danish made SR80. It stands for Svend Rasmussen, and this is the center height, 80 millimeters from bottom to the center of the machine. Also a very nice little lathe, hand scraped. You have a little Norton gearbox, run it with a bigger engine than recommended, and I have a VFD. And because of that, I only use one belt. Normally you have different types of belt pulleys, so you can adjust the speed. But here I just run from almost 0 to almost 2200, I think it was. So also a very nice little lathe. I got steady for it and a little multi-fix from Paulimod. But after I got the Shaolin lathe, I rarely use this. But this was made not far from where I live, so it has some. It's fun for me to own, because it's a Danish made, and it's also a great little lathe. And this I have this tool card, mainly with tooling for milling machine and for the lathe. It's stored here in this side of the shop because it's heated, and then I just move it inside with the big machines when I need it. So that's also a nice addition to a shop. I have a little Mechatronic TIG and MMA welding machine, and a little plasma cutter. And here I have a Lista tool cabinet with all my hand tools, pliers, screwdrivers, a lot of different types of things. Here I have some of the collets from the SR80, boring head from Narix in Czechoslovakia, also a very nice quality. You have feet, several speeds of feet for facing, brand new. Also this, a smaller version, also brand new, never used. And the Quillmaster and the right angle head for the Bridgeport. And a little surface plate for markings mostly, a little Hoffman diamond wheel grinder for sharpening tools, a little Danish made KIF, Københavns Elektromotorfabrik, a Danish made grinding company with a belt sander on, very useful. And a lot of plastic drawers filled with a lot of unnecessary tools. Something I really not used much. All types of materials. They were original white, but I paint them in the Lista green. It's called RAL 6011 Raseda green in Denmark. And here I have another Lista with all my dividing heads. Saugeen table, Mecha table. This one came with the Intas and Swedish made exact dividing table. And also this came with the Intas. As you can see, it's brand new. And why you should choose a Lista is because you can use them with fill them with hundreds of kilos and then still jump on them. They are super strong. And then I have the high-speed quill for the Intas, swivel and tilt plate, and then this indexer where you just pull the handle and then you can easily make a division with everything divided with 24. I have a tester for the Saugeen. I don't know what it's called, but it's I think it's called a speed tailstock. You have just a handle and then you move the quill in and out. I don't know the English word for it. The holder for my tapping machine, which I don't have at the moment. It's a friend of mine borrowed it for a big project, so I don't have it at the moment. And then I have the Andrea borrowing and facing head with 2 speeds of power feed, a feed and a power feed reverse, and then you can adjust the ball with this handle while it's spinning, so it's super nice. This is just a quick look in the drawers. And here I have some of the tooling for the micro-Wiley. A 4-jaw, an extra 3-jaw, centering chuck, another, and a smaller one, and an even smaller one. And then a little Bridgeport 4-jaw here. And here I have some of the tooling for the Saugeen. A little captain head, 3-jaw, 4-jaw self-centering, the 3-pan holders, steel wrist, a little Saugeen collet for you can use it in the mill, and then some of the collets. And here I have some different types of tool facing heads and all my turning tools. And then I have this drill press here, also a Swedish made, but this one is a Boga. It's a very nice and little used drill press. It's hard to see maybe, but you can see the grinding on the quill are still there. So it's almost like new. It actually came from the here in Denmark. We have a national bank, and years ago they made coins and money here ourselves. But they, like everything else, they moved it out to another country, and where they made the coins and so they had a shop replacing dies and everything related to that. And this drill press come from that shop. So it's used very little, and by people knowing what they're doing, not stupid apprentices and so. And else drill chucks, M-hairs, some measuring tools, miscellaneous. This is end mills, tabs, drills, everything I need to get sorted in a better way than this, but this was a quick solution. have some almost brand new bison vices, sign table, a little vice, bullnose center, grinding fixture for the Shaolin. This is just random knapping stuff, and this is Imperial wrenches. I never use them because Imperial is stupid. We use metric here as well. Another drawer with vices, and the other one is just this drills, taps, some of them, measuring equipment, tool holders, and my Pratt & color chuck set. Also a lot of things I need to solve. Some V-blocks, threading heads for using in the grill press. These will, when you push the spindle downwards, they will engage and turn the tab, and they have a torque inbuilt in them. So when they're bottoming out, they will just disengage. Then when you lift the quill, they will move away like this, and then the head will automatically return of backing up the tab will 3 times of the speed of the quill or spindle. So that's a very nice feature, but I never use them anymore because I have the tapping machine. And here's some steady for the microwire and some Shaolin stuff. And yeah, I just have some soldering irons and a lot of thread. Here I have my little angle grinder and the bandsaw. A centering microscope from Ome.Machining, capstan attachment for the Shaolin, and my radio. And of course some storage for bolts and such on the wall. But that was just a little shop tour. I hope it was worth listening to, and my English wasn't too bad. Hope you did understand just a little bit of what I was saying. But again, a little shop tour from my little home shop. This is what I'm gonna end up with for this year. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you will come back in the new year, hopefully for a lot of more fun videos. Mostly it will be from my daytime job. I try my best to every week make a video from the work I've done the past week. So, and also if I have some jobs in this job, I will, if it makes sense, or if I can, I will show it to you. Because I have a little boy, he takes a lot of my time, and of course I want to spend much of my time with him. So it's limited the amount of work I will do in the shop. It's also limited what I can show in this, what I'm doing in the shop, due to the people who getting their work done here won't allow me to post it online. But again, in the with the limitation I have, I will try my best to make some content for you, and I hope you will follow, continue following in the new year. So warm regards from Denmark, and thank you all for watching. It means a lot to me. Have a nice day, and bye bye.